So one day, I was walking home through the forest. It was quite a peaceful day, that day. Yet, I was completely mesmerized by something. I had just seen a movie called Poor Things. So, I looked up the composer. His name is Jerskin Fendrix. Poor Things was his first film score, which makes this even more interesting. Here are 3 compositions that mimic the sound of my favorite parts of his score. I'll show you the compositions I made and how I created the sounds. So, for the first composition, I recorded a double bass, and the recording needs to be really dry, which is why I placed acoustic panels around it, and the microphone needs to be really close to the double bass. I pitched the first recording down 12 semitones, and filtered out the high frequencies with an EQ. This will fill out the bass region of the sound. The second recording was played an octave higher than the first, and again pitched down 12 semitones. Also, through pitching down, it sounds more in your face, which is what we want to achieve for this sound. Now, here's where the key part to the sound comes in, the formant and pitch shifting. At the beginning of each note, the pitch shifts towards the note itself, and through shifting the formants up, it sounds really in your face, just like on the track Alfie and Victoria. And now putting it all together, with some extra effects, it sounds really harsh and in your face. Just like the sound hit me when I first heard it. So, to achieve this sound, I started with the rhythm, in this case the timpani. I added a low organ bass to give it that back and forth feel that the track Alfie also has. And after that, it was time to add the organ, which plays the main theme of my whole composition. The organ sound itself was too harsh and washy for the dark feel I needed, so I removed mainly the high frequencies and some reverb. Now, there were 2 parts of Alfie which stood out to me, the weird pitching chord organ and the even weirder lead melody. I started out with 2 major second chords to give it that tension, and pitched them up and down at every start and end of the chord, which, next to formant shifting, really is the trick to a lot of Jerskins music for this film. Now for the weird melody, I again used an organ sound, and through the combination of pitch shifting and formant shifting techniques I used before, I got this crazy sounding melody. And to top it off and blend it all together, I recorded another double bass part, which mostly accents the downbeat and fills out the high frequencies. Now, for my favorite part of the soundtrack, I tried to recreate the harp sound, mostly known because of the track Bella. I started with a harp sound and made some chords inspired by the Jerskins Bella. The pitching technique we've used before is prominently heard here, and works so well with the film itself. I pitched every chord on the different tracks separately, to prevent it from hearing the pitch down before the pitch up sound, because you only want to hear the pitch up sound for this one. I added some tape and EQing to make it sound more analog and close to Jerskin's sound. My whole Ableton project is in the description with all the separate tracks and all the audio. So if you're interested, you can check it out yourself.